Time is too short. Speaking straight to the title, though, what race is Kamala Harris? Question mark. I'll leave that right there. Question mark. That's what she is. A question mark. That's my best answer that I could give. 1 minute you Indian, next minute you I don't know, you Jamaican, and the next minute you something else. I don't know what you are. I can say this, that she is not black because she is not classified as nothing. Right now, black people is classified as nothing. So I just want to keep that thickening in everybody's membrane. So Biracial is my favorite song. You know what I'm saying? Anybody don't know what that song is, all you gotta go to YouTube and punch up Biracial and you'll listen to it. It's I say the dude sound like Jermaine Jackson, but Biracial has always been the biggest joke on the offspring. Just like Neely Fuller Jr. says in his suggestions in the code book, when you have sex with a white person, and if you're classified as a non-white person, the biggest joke is on the offspring when you have sex with people that are classified as white. And the system of racism, white supremacy. So I think right now, at this point in time, what race is Kamala? I think everyone's going to be talking about this because everybody's trying to hop on the diversion train. It seems like everybody wants to be diverted away from the real issue. Shout out to Kush and Black and Power, which is racism practiced by way of race classification. I'm never going to let a space go past that I'm in and not say that. So even for the ones that don't like it and feel some kind of way, keep feeling and not liking, I'm going to keep throwing the truth in your face. This is according to the evidence. At Brother Muko, I always say, Newstoter, you see that? I watch my language, son. Yes, I upgrade my language. So, nice title. And, this is, this is just another diversion for what they doing in the back. Biden just dropped out. So everybody's looking at everybody else that's jumping in and putting in their hats. And all I got to say is, just like my avatar face say, I say to all those candidates that's so-called running, what you gonna do? I'll leave it there. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, brother Moku. Shout out to my people coming in on YouTube. You guys see the actual title tonight. What race is Kamala Harris? Is she black, Asian, or biracial? Same with the same title in the space tonight as well, too. I want to get everybody's opinion because we see, I don't know if you guys heard, but she was able to raise $1 million, I believe, on an hour call on Zoom. 44,000 black women got together. They had a Zoom call and they were able to raise $1 million. I believe she's raised as much as $81 million. So she has been hitting the cash register, and black women have definitely been championing her hard as well, too. I see a number of black sisters online saying they're going to ride or die with Kamala. Also, see some of our own sisters saying that, hey, I'm a black woman and I do not stand in unison with her as well, too. So I want to understand, too, because I know we about to drum up this race thing. We're going 1 minute in one article. She's going to be the first potential black female president. Then she's going to be the next potential Asian female president. Then she's going to be the next black and Asian. So I want to get what everybody thinks she is, what she's going to claim, what she's going to use. I already heard on my local radio station here in Tallahassee, they tell, oh, let's give it up for that AKA and this and that. So we about to have the sorority girls coming into play as well, too. The HBCU's going to come out here stumping the yard and all of this. So we about to see these next few months is really is going to be performative. Let me get to Lusofia, and then I'm going to get to Black MP. Go ahead, you got it.
Oh, yeah. The time has come again. My name is Newstoter, and I am a black supremacist from the Caribbean. And I apparently am the only one who's done any racial history on our people in the Caribbean. And I'm just here to clarify for everyone who's listening and recording this that Kamala Harris is a biracial product on both sides of her lineage. And if you were to dig further into both sides of her lineage, you are going to find a white European admixture of Asian origin and of European origin. And I mean, I'm looking at the family photos right now. She's not Jamaican. So we can just dismiss that whole identity as being of a Carib lineage. She is clearly an East Indian import by the British Empire after 1793. These people had specific names. The white Europeans who brought them over to the West Indies had a specific racial agenda by displacing the black militant Caribs, who are my people, who are also Malcolm X's people, who are also Puff Daddy's people. So we have a lot of racial baggage to unpack with this woman. And it's stuff that's still affecting American politics to this day. USA politics, not just Caribbean politics. So if you want a full breakdown, ask away. And by the way, they call people like her in the Caribbean coolies or dougla. So, and by these terms are not compliments. So let's just get right to the throat of this whole thing, straight to the jugular. We do not accept her as a black Carib Indian. It's not going to happen. She's East Indian, and she's white East Indian. So can't take over in India either.
All right, appreciate that. Stay around because I definitely will definitely try to swing it back your way as well too. Now I saw a picture of her dad, and they showed a younger picture. The dad, just looking at him, looks black. I don't know exactly his lineage and everything else like that, but you made a great point that you were saying that she was biracial on both sides of the actual family line, meaning her father and her mother were pretty much an admixture as well too. So I definitely, when we get a chance to definitely come back to you on that as well too, because you made an interesting point. Ty, I saw you gave me the thumbs down. Like what? I mean, the daddy look. Yeah.
Doesn't that really add influence to my answer? Like she's a question mark.
Yeah, I saw my man Ty give me the thumb down because I said, well, I saw the daddy and he looked black. That was like gave me a thumb down. I'm like, okay, like he looked black on the picture. I'm not saying, I don't know what he is or whatever, but he looked black on the picture. But hey, interesting discussion tonight. We got some interesting speakers up here as well too, and I look forward to hearing what you guys got to say. Let me go ahead and get it to Black MP. Black MP, what's going on with you tonight?
What's up, Newstoter? What's up, Professor? My brother Muko, what's happening?
What's up now?
What's up there, Black MP? What's up?
Black P. Yeah, Severe. You had the right answer though, bro. So what race is Kamala Harris? She's Indian. That's what she is. She identified herself in many videos. She said that she was East Indian in a video where she's having like a little interview with Mindy, that Indian actor. She said she's actually South Indian. She specifically said it. And then what she said was, you look like the whole one half of my family. But that was her opportunity to say what the other half of her family was. And she never did that. So what we have to start doing is accepting what people say. She identifies as an Indian. So that's how we identify people, as what they call themselves. Nowhere in the history, if anybody asks us, are we Black Americans? Do we say, well, we got a little bit of this, we a little bit of that? We're Black Americans at the end of the day. So
she's not Black.
Okay. We don't cut people off though. We gotta let them finish speaking, and we got to get to the hands. We'll get back to you. Just raise your hand. But I don't want anybody coming off their mic cutting anybody off while they in their train of thought. But go ahead, Black MP.
Yeah, thank you for that, Newstoter. See, that's what I mean about people with you gotta have emotional intelligence, right? When you start having these conversations, because what happens is you have people trying to place other people in our community, like a Kamala Harris, right? And then she finds herself in our community and she calls herself cosplaying us and representing us, but then she gets in and she does the most damage. So at this point, there shouldn't even be a conversation about if she's Black or not, because there's no policies attached to what she says at all. So you being black or not really isn't the case, because that's actually an insult to us when you standing around in a refrigerator holding collard greens with a price tag on it. I mean, who does that? Why is she not standing there holding P.F. Chang's food or an Italian pizza and spinning it in her hand? This is a form of an insult to the Black American community. But what race is Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris is an Indian. That's what she is. That's what she said she was. I land there.
All right. Thank you, Black MP. Let me go ahead and get to Bartholomew, and I'm going to get to Apia. I see Apia up in the space, and I'm going to get back to you, Lusofa, as well. To Professor, I'm going to get to you as well, too. So keep your hand up, Professor, because I know the co-host, y'all sit back, but I want to get to you, too, because I know you're going to have something interesting to say. Bartholomew, go ahead and unmute your mic. How you doing?
How you doing, brother? I appreciate you opening this space with this topic. Yeah, y'all gonna have to excuse my language, because I'm gonna have to get real in here right quick.
Wait, but real quick, because we streaming this, so I was gonna say, if you're gonna curse, don't curse, but go ahead.
Oh shit! How do I say this in a polite manner? I'm gonna just say how it is. I'm just tell you how it is. Miss Harris is not a black woman. When she decided to lay down and marry and sleep with a white man, she said, fuck the black community. So fuck that bitch.
Okay. Okay, I don't know if this nigga trolling or not here, because he just went off. I just say not to curse, and he dropped 2 F-bombs, an MF, and everything else as well, too. So I don't know if you just say I'm a troll or whatever. I'm gonna just tear up the space. I'm gonna mess it up, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and remove you, because you ain't come up here to say nothing, to speak up here. You just came up here to clown, and as an old timer say, come up here and show your color. You get down out the goddamn space, man. Apia, go ahead. You got it. You next.
Thank you, Newstoter. Thank you. For me, I just feel like approaching it this way. Kamala Harris being a vice president and hopefully maybe a president in the future, and she says that she is black. What does that do to the image of black people, especially black folks in the United States? Does that reduce their standard? Does that elevate the Black American stature in the United States? I believe that this is how some of us probably would want to look at it. And if it's true, I think that it's an advantage. I think that it's more respect to the Black American community in the United States rather than a downgrade, because it takes a lot of pride for you to say I am a Black American. So for her to have be biracial, whatever that you want to claim, right? And out of all that, she says, "Hey, I am a black person." I don't think that is supposed to be negative. I don't think that is supposed to be something that we should now look at the Black American community and say, "Oh, you gave the person that is represented or is the face of blackness in the United States is, a terrible person." There are other folks here in the entertainment industry that I know, even Black Americans sometimes like, you know what? We can't even associate yourself based on the way you handle yourself. Therefore, I'm looking at it from the value that, Kamala Harris add to, or the weight that it brings to the Black American community, the political stature, and the presence that it adds to the Black American when it comes to the politics of the United States. And I don't think it's a bad idea. However, right, the children that are coming up, that will be aspiring to be future leaders, etc., they can consider her as a role model. That if Kamala, right, being a black woman, is able to become a vice president and even maybe a president, then it means that we as black young girls, we can equally aspire to be one of the best. I'll tell you what, one of my all-time diplomats is Condoleezza Rice, right? And I look at Condoleezza Rice and I say that I want my daughter to be able to exhibit that high level of diplomacy on an international scale, whatever that she does. So it depends on what you want to take away and what you want to leave behind. So if you see Kamala Harris as a grace to the Black American community, well, that is on you. But for what I say, I think that she boosts the image of Black Americans. She brings that high level of respect to the Black American community, not just in the United States, but globally, and also serves as an inspiration, especially to the young Black kids in the United States, that they can all aspire to be even better than Kamala Harris in the future. I'm not whether she is biracial and she doesn't represent and all these. I think these are all infantile discussions that don't add any value to it. It does not represent or it's not progressive enough. So I would suggest we look at it from a more progressive perspective than to be all tribalistic about this particular issue. Thank you very much.
Well, Apia, now you do realize that the big marketing ploy is going to be to say that Kamala Harris is a Black woman or she's Asian and this and that as well too. So even though you may consider this discussion to be infantile, as you say, that's going to be one of the big selling points, especially to Black people and Black women in particular, is that, hey, you have a Black woman up here that could potentially be the president of the United States. So yeah, her race does play a big part into it. Is she classified as Black or Asian or whatever? So that's going to be a big thing because, like I just said, for some of the people that got into space, you had 44,000 Black women got on a Zoom call yesterday and raised $1 million for it, I believe, in like an hour or so. So yeah, you have all of these Black organizations and hashtags forming as well too. So yeah, it kind of does play a part in the discussion tonight that, hey, about her race and everything else as well too. So I get what you're saying, that she could potentially be a hero for young girls and stuff like that, and that's also going to be a selling point with the Democratic Party as well too. But yeah, it plays a part in it. But I'll get back to you, Apia. Thank you. Let me go ahead and get to my boy, Professor. Professor, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Thank you, that Newstoter, man. And as always, man, you always bring the best informative spaces. Along with my boy DJ. I know he's coming up here eventually. He's probably over there on the YouTube side. And then we got my boy Black Majority. So shout out to my three brothers right there, and to my brother Muko right there. Shout out to them, my sister Villa, Trouble, Only Mayor Cruz, I Am Money. Where's that Sister No Tax? That's the mother of the group, by the way, y'all. Just so y'all know, Sister No Tax is the mother of the Newstoter family. Yes, she brings all that knowledge and stuff up in here that she is. So, and Ray Smith, I see you, bro. I see you dying now. And but look, y'all, this guy, what's this guy name right here? The one just spoke.
Apia. Yeah.
Well, look, Automata. This your name right now, because you sound like somebody that shouldn't just be up in here. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Now, I try to listen to people's opinions, and I try not to come off the mic to even speak on your opinion or come at you hard about your opinion. But that opinion that you just gave is just really just stupid to me. I'm just going to be honest with you. Because Kamala Harris, for one, is not Black. And it does matter to people because she's been cosplaying and she's been committing fraud to win over the Black American vote. Okay? They came with this whole Black Girls Magic back in 2020, right? They sold everybody on this whole Black Girls Magic. Oh, yes, Black Girls Magic. And you're not even a Black woman. And on top of the fact, you was locking up Black women in California for truancy and didn't do anything to even help the Black community. You was leaving them locked up in jail over there so you could get free labor out of them. You didn't care anything about Black America in California. All you wanted out of Black America was to lock Black America up. Mostly Black American women. And of course Black American men. But you really was going after the Black American women when it came to the truancy law. You was locking them up. You didn't care. You didn't do any. You didn't set up any kind of programs to help Black American women when they was going through trials and tribulation with their children. Because there's a lot of mothers that have to work, right? A lot of Black American women are out there working every day for their children, right? You didn't do anything to help those Black mothers, Black American mothers. You was locking up. You was like, well, I'm just going to lock them up. I don't care. And you even smiled about it, laughed about it. You even laughed about locking the Black American men up because you're getting free labor out of them. So you don't care about Black America. So appeal or automata appeal, because as I stated, you don't belong in this space, in a Black American space, giving your thoughts about how she gonna be a hero to us. She is not a hero to us. She is a detriment. She's a disgrace. She's a fraud. She's a cosplayer, and we don't want anything to do with her. You understand me, automata appeal? And I'm gonna land my plane right there. Shout out to the family. I love you all, and you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about all of you, but of course the Newstoter family. You always at the top of the list. I'm gonna land right there.
All right, Professor. Thank you. Let me go ahead and get to Miss Cleopatra. Miss Cleopatra, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yes, well, I'm gonna just be honest. I'm not always a class act. Apia can shut up. He runs around on this app and talk trash about Black American. He talks about how we're not going to get reparations. You know what? He's a fraud. He's two-faced. He will stab you in the back. He can be in any room that he want to be in. He can give his opinion because that's all it is an opinion. But you are two-faced, backstabbing ass.
Okay. Well, thank you, Miss Cleopatra. And she disconnected after she said that. So let me get back to anybody that wants to speak as well too, guys. Come on up here, raise your hand. Let us know what's your feelings. Leave a comment as well too, whether you're in the space or you on YouTube. Let us know how you guys feel. What is Kamala Harris? Is she Black? She Asian? Biracial? Up in the Jumbotron, I got an actual poll that we it's on the it's on the right hand side. It's on the right hand side, guys. Is the actual poll. It's the second on the right. You can go ahead and it's got the same title of the space. You guys can go ahead and you can go ahead and put your entry into that poll as well too. Miss Cleopatra, were you done speaking? Because you kind of cut off suddenly, or you got something else you wanted to add?
Yes. I would like for there to be a congressional hearing on how locking up all these Black men have affected Black women. That's the congressional hearing I would like to see. And all these AKAs, because I'm an AKA, I'm an Alpha Sweetheart, I know DST, I know Delta, I know all of them. Let them come talk. They sitting up in AKA, ain't nobody up in there married. Ain't none of my sorority sisters got married, had no kids. A couple of them had some kids out of wedlock. And we were going through college, hey, that's when that crime bill was going on. So I would like to see a congressional hearing on how locking up our men impact us. And another thing, I have worked for the Department of Corrections. Ladies and gentlemen, they better don't let Yvette Carnell go up in there because she gonna be pissed. That's why Antonio Moore is so hostile, because he sees all that. He's that's why they're lunatics. That's why they behave like lunatics, And we are here because the people like Thank you.
All right, thank you, Miss Cleopatra. I'm gonna go ahead and get to the original, and I'm gonna get the B mark. But let me go ahead and get to Lucifer and Alpia, and then I'm gonna get to you guys, the new speakers. Lucifer, go ahead and unmute your mic.
All right. Well, I came in with the information you guys needed to answer your question. And now I'm just kind of going through my old post and elaborating on the racial etymologies of these terms. Because Cooley and Dougla are not complements. And the equivalent of those terms would be mulatto or redbone or octoroon in American vernacular. And everyone just ignores that the Caribbean has a whole political description of these people, and it's not positive because they're not good people. The biracial Caribs in the Caribbean right now are the product of European colonialism. Nothing else. They've been evil for like 300 fucking years from our own independence.
Hey, watch your language. Watch your language.
Sorry about that. They've been anti-black white supremacists with melanin admixture for about 300 years now. They're just flat out evil. Like, do you understand that? You understand that's why Haiti's messed up. Because the mulatto group, the Creoles, as they call them over there, have been selling out the black natives, the Caribs, for 300 years. My ancestors were sent to Haiti from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and that's what caused the Haitian revolt. But the Creoles who were on the island, the half-breeds who were on the island, for generations before we were sent there, we were finally defeated and sent there, they didn't help liberate a single black soul on the island of Haiti. They don't care. They see themselves as white. So we're letting her pull a sister girl trick that all of her ancestors, before her blood even got to the Caribbean, have already been playing on her dad's Jamaican side. Look at his Jamaican face. And then if I were to send you the face of my stepfather from Barbados, you would see the same white European admixture in his facial feature, in his skin tone that my stepfather has. And my stepfather is a rabid white supremacist. These people are not playing games with us. So I don't understand how black people keep falling for the same scam and con for centuries now. They're not black. They do not see themselves as black. And at first opportunity, they kill black children. That's how they took over the Caribbean. That's how they're taking over the USA. That's how they took over India, etc., etc., etc. The forensics go on and on and on. Like, we got to stop playing this game.
All right. Thank you. Let me go ahead and get to Apia. Apia, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Thank you, Newstoter. I don't think that my submission, was anything that was directed at anybody here for, somebody to be using, unprintable words with me. I think that's the topic, and I addressed it dispassionately. And my point is, I'm looking at what it means to the black community, what it brings to the black community, right? Does it bring hope, or it is something negative? And I expressed that, and I still stand on it, right? That, let's say, in the race, who is close to blackness in the race, as long as this 2024 election is concerned? Who is close to blackness? Is it Trump? Is it who else? Right? So if you have somebody, all right, that is coming out of the black American community, I'm not saying that it means that automatically the person is good, or everybody should hail the person. But what you don't want to do, right, is to destroy the person's character, to destroy the person's image, just because you disagree with whatever portfolio or race that you claim that she is or she's not. It's not appropriate. So in my books, I think that we should look at the positives of it. All right, if a black American is at the highest level of the politics of the United States, it's not a bad idea. What is wrong with it? Agree with politics and certain actions that she may have taken in the past, but you coming out here calling her fraud and all of that, that's not appropriate. It is not nice. When they call you right now to substantiate this claim, I don't think you'll be in a position to do so. So don't come out here in the public domain just because you disagree with somebody, you want to destroy somebody's character, somebody's image. That's somebody's family, somebody's mother right there. So think before you speak on these matters. And I still stand on it that she adds value to the image of black people in the United States.
Man, you don't get up out of here and she don't add any image.
Hey, Professor, let him finish talking. Professor, let him finish talking. Go ahead, Apia.
All right,
Let him finish.
Man, I'm done. I mean, if he cannot understand where I'm coming from, right, and he just wants to, quote unquote, run her down and destroy her image. Listen, the same thing that was done to them will be done to thee. It's just fact of life. Thank you.
Well, here's what I say to you: the same thing you keep speaking on, the same thing you keep speaking on, it's gonna be done to you. because you shouldn't be speaking on our issues anyway. Who are you to come up in here to tell Black Americans how we supposed to feel about this person? This person is cosplaying Black American issues. She doesn't relate to us. She even said that she didn't want to do anything for Black America. So if that's the case, why should we care anything about her? She hasn't done anything for us. In the past, all she did was do things to hurt the community. So we don't want her in our community. We will not sit here and stand by her. And unfortunately, we do have some Black women, unfortunately, that are standing by her because they feel like she's got this Black girl's magic.
You got Black men standing beside her too now, Professor.
Yeah, it's some Black men standing beside her too. You know, I know Roland Martin. Some of these guys have made an announcement tonight about a show that they're gonna be holding tonight in her honor, right? Well, that's fine. Okay, if you wanna go with this woman, you wanna put her up there on this pedestal as being somebody for the community. Okay, you do that. Just know you are holding up somebody in this community that is a fraud. She's been cosplaying Black American woman. She does not relate to Black American women. She is not down with Black American women because she was locking them up big time in California. She didn't care anything about Black American women issues. If she did, she would have been trying to set up programs, social services and rehabilitation programs to assist those Black American women that were trying to raise their kids. But what was she doing? She was using truancy laws to lock them up. So do you think this is somebody that we should be praising? No. I would not praise.
She's not he's a colonizer.
I would not praise her out of my appeal. And that's why I keep calling you that, because you are somebody who's living in fantasy land. So that's what you're doing. You're trying to make us live in fantasy land with your fantasy, and I'm not going to live in your fantasy, sir. So therefore, you can keep on dreaming, and I'm living in the reality, which is I know she's not one of us, and she is a fraud. I'm going to stand on that. Just like you see, you're going to stand on yours, I'm going to stand on mine. She's a fraud. She's a cosplayer. That's right. That's what she is. And I really don't know what race she is. I know what she is. I tell you what she is. She's a cosplayer. There you go. I'm going to land right there. Sorry to take up some more time because I want to hear what everybody else have to say. And shout out to my brother Cobb and my brother Original, because they about to bring some knowledge too. I know Cobb going to come up here at some point. I know you're up in here, so he going to bring knowledge too. So shout out to you guys. I forgot about y'all earlier because I didn't see y'all, but I see y'all now. Original and Cobb. Good to see y'all up in here.
All right. Let me go ahead and get to Original right now. Original, how you doing tonight?
Hey, peace, Black power, and lineage-based preparation. Kamala Harris is not, I don't know what she is. Maybe she's indigo or something. I don't know. But she is not one of us that Hindu monster. They're not like us. Now, I know this family. They live in, there's a subdivision in LA called, it's over like off of Crenshaw Boulevard. It's called View Park. It's like an upper middle class neighborhood. And so this brother that I knew, his niece, she got caught up hanging out with the wrong people or whatever, you know. And it was so I think it was a guy. He was older than she was, and he did some kind of robbery or something. And so, but then she was living up in her mother and her were living up in the Bay Area. And so what happened is she got arrested. The family pulled their resources together to get her an attorney, and they tried to get her. They tried to get Kamala was the DA. They tried to get her charged as a first offender status so that she would not have a criminal record. This dried up witch, she would not allow the child to be tried as a first-time offender. She tried her as an adult. And so I ain't got for anyone to say that she would be positive for black folks, you're a damn lie. That is, she hates black people. She The only thing she want to be around black folks if it's going to benefit her. Just like they say she Kama Sutra her way into those positions that she was working, especially with Willie Brown. So she does not like black folks. We all saw that video when she was asked about reparation. She said, if you think I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black folks, she said no. And we took her at her word. So, no, don't ask us to vote for this witch because we're not. We don't claim her. We don't want her. We don't care what happened to her. She is not part of us. She has shown us that, and let's not forget, there was a brother who sued her because she wrongfully convicted this man. Okay, and he got like about maybe $13 to $20 million because he was wrongly convicted by her. So no, she is no friend to black folks. She is not one of us. She didn't come from our soil. I don't know where she came from, but don't come in here thinking because and I've seen those pictures of her father. He'd be light skinned, as they say. Professor know what I'm talking about. So they are not like they are not like us. They don't have any. People like her don't want anything to do with us until it benefits them. And so, no, I can tell you right now, hell no, I will not be voting for her. Because she's already said, she's already told us she's not going to do anything for us. So if you're not going to do anything for black folks, why would I vote for you? As well as your party. See, this is insane. See, she is the one person that they keep trying to make her black. She keeps trying to go out here and throw her sister girl card up. No. See, they showed her like she was, I think she had some fresh collard greens or something. But kind of put her black card on.
Tell them when she had the hot sauce with the collard greens and the hot.
She had the hot sauce too. Can I get some hot sauce with that?
Yeah.
So, and see, that's the point. See, these people, for whatever reason, you got these people that are coming here that people, I'll say it like this, you have people with black skin that are coming to America. They've already been prepped that do not fool with the Negro. Stay away from them. You don't want to be bothered with them. They get all the tropes that we are with criminals, with drug users, all that. But some of them get in it. Well, damn, look at, I work with so and so. He's fine. He come to work every day, do this, do that. But it doesn't matter because their brains, their minds have been captured by white folks, and they believe and see, and they want to be accepted by white folks, and so that's why it's not an issue for them to accept what white folks say about us. But like I said, why was she? I will tell you this: if that was a white kid, she would have been over backwards to make sure that white kid didn't get have a criminal record. And remember, that's what they do to white kids. Remember, I told y'all one of the former DAs of Los Angeles, this one of his contributors gave him $10,000 for his campaign, but his grandson set somebody with a big on fire, and that would have been his third strike, because that was a felony. But because his grandfather gave him money, he boosted down to a lesser crime, so he wouldn't go to jail for 25 to life. But yet that same DA was trying to rearrest Geronimo Pratt, who Johnny Cochran got out of jail, and I posed that to him and jacked him up on the radio, and he lost that election. And I'm gonna do whatever I can do to make sure that Kamala loses this election, and I land.
All right, thank you, Original. Let me go ahead and get to, because we got a number of new speakers up here, and I want to get to all of the new speakers. So if you guys up here, new speaker, I'm going to get to you. Let me get to B Mont next. B Mont, go ahead and unmute your mic. You there, B Mont?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, can you hear me? B-Mon, are you there? B-Mon might be in the Matrix. B-Mon, can you hear me? I'm going to drop you, B-Mon, and then you can come back up because it seems like you may be in the Matrix. So I'm going to drop you down. You get a chance to come back up here. We'll get right back to you. But B-Mon sounds like they may have been in the actual Matrix. So let me go ahead and we'll circle B-Mon. Keep your space available, B-Mon. Let me go ahead and get to my girl, Aunt Lai. Aunt Lai, what's going on with you, sweetie?
Peace, Black Power, and Reparation. I am lineage-based reparations, please. Lineage, please. This is hurting me so bad. I don't think you understand how bad this is hurting. I love politics. Politics is my thing. I mean, political science. I wanted to major in political science, but I love criminal justice more. Like, I'm like heavy into politics. So I am excited. I just got my master's in political science and public affairs. Like, this is so exciting to have this. It's like a smack in the face, and this is what I think it really is. The fact that I really wish, as a woman who was in the Center for American Women in Politics at Rutgers Eagle Institute, a person who, like, I really, really love politics. I feel as though I hate that because of the sexistness, I hate that it can't be on her record. I hate that, to me, the race thing is a distraction. And instead of people saying what her record is or her policies are and what she planned to do, we can't talk about that. We have to talk and debate and discuss her race because she wanted to cosplay and people wanted to throw her off to be something that she wasn't. And instead of her being proud to be what she is, which is biracial, she wanted to be black, and now you have to fight over race. And I think I don't want to say it was beautifully done, but it's just like, because then someone like me who is a black lineage based, I am a freedman, my ancestors were slaves, now I got this opportunity for it to be a woman, but then look at the woman you got, and it's like, damn, you gotta pick a side. And the passion that you have, at the end of the day, you gotta stick with your people. So it's like, damn, I just wish she was a Asian woman and I had, you know what I mean? It wasn't an issue as far as the race thing, and it could just be her record thing as a woman and a record. Like with Hillary being the person who she was, you do damage to yourself when you don't stand in it with integrity. And because she didn't stand with integrity and everything who she is, she wasn't proud of her lineage. She had to say she was something that she's not. And the fact that she is trying to be a black woman and the fight is over that instead of it being over her record. And I feel like she did that to herself on the decisions that she made. But it's just like, damn, like I really wish it could be a situation where you be proud of whoever you are versus your record, even if your record is messed up and not perfect, because nobody is perfect. But the fact that she's trying to be a black, and she's not. Or people say the first black, she's not. You can't say that. You know, it's disrespectful on so many levels to the actual black women. It's just, it hurts. I ain't even gonna lie, it hurts. But I understand the anger in some of the people who are, it's horrible. Because the political side of it is, it's like something that's just amazing. It's never been done. You got him stepping down. The excitement that I feel about really want to have the political conversation, because I'm like torn, but I already know what I'm not going to do. But I just really wish it wasn't in regards to her race. I really wish she stood on the fact that she is a biracial person and she did not try to be black, and she just was who she was. And the fact that she didn't, like she was smoking with Tupac, she was listening to Tupac in college and just making up stuff, and it's unfortunate and it's amazing at the same time. And she's biracial, she's not black. She could be Asian and whatever, the Irish and all the other stuff, but it's biracial. Black, usually means your ancestors were slaves and hers wasn't. So she's not. And it's unfortunate that with the great political history-making things going on, the subject is down to that. And what I believe is happening is they making you, because with Hillary, you know how she felt about super predators or whatever. It was easy not to vote for her, but with they want to try to put the lesser of two evils. So they trying to sneak attack. Do you understand how brilliant it is to Trump campaign spend so much money and time and energy and ads on old Joe, Sleepy Joe, and he's so old, and he Trump tweeted that he mad that he spent all this shit is brilliant. It's 90 days. So any of the dirt now, you got to set all these people back, and they got to come to the scratch, and they got to come up with stuff against her. And she got 90 days. She's starting fresh. She could just, it's just like amazing. It's amazing right now. But it's just unfortunate that it is what it is. But the political science in me, I would be remiss if I wasn't excited about the fact that I can't even get excited because of, I'm gonna fold my chair, but she's biracial, she's not black, and that hurt her not being true and genuine to herself. Because at the end of the day, I wouldn't mind voting for a Asian woman. I wouldn't mind voting for a Jamaica. I wouldn't mind voting for somebody who loved and respected themselves. That's one thing about me. Growing up in the ironbound section of North New Jersey, when you had I went to school, Brazilian, Portuguese, Puerto Rican, Italian. I love other people and respect their cultures, but when you don't even respect your own, and then you go out of your way to disrespect mine, and it's like, yeah, it hurts. It hurts.
All right. Thank you, Aunt Lyle. Let me give a shout out real quick to Professor too. Professor, thank you for the donation on PayPal. For those that can donate and support the platform, you can support us on Cash App, $Newstoter, $Newstoter. Newstoter is the largest Black-owned, Black American news media curation platform today in America. Once again, $Newstoter, Newstoter. We still trying. We got nobody signed up for the subscription on the site for this month of July. All of July went by for as little as $1.75. It's up in the Jumbotron on the far right-hand side for as little as $1.75 a month. You can support the Newstoter platform. It takes about a minute to go ahead and set up a profile. We got a number of our people on here, Black Majority State, Original, Brother Moku. We got a number of our people that's already supporting the platform, guys. So you can go ahead and just you can go ahead and for as little as $1.75, create a quick profile and support us monthly. It's up in the Jumbotron for my people on YouTube. It's on the screen where it says newstoter.com customers. So you can go ahead and support us that way as well too. And it is very affordable, as little as $1.75. If you don't have Cash App, and if you can't support us that way, then the PayPal and Venmo is in the Jumbotron. Say for my people on YouTube, the link is in the description to the PayPal and the Venmo. Let me go ahead and get to the Black Vanguard. I'm gonna get to the new speakers, and I'll get back to the ones who's already spoke. I got the Black Vanguard, I got Cognitive, and I got Keith next up as well too. So Black Vanguard, go ahead and unmute your mic, guys. Make sure you retweet this out as well too, and if you're on YouTube, share it as well too. But if you're in the Twitter space, go ahead and retweet this out to your followers. Go ahead, Black Vanguard, you got it.
Yeah, how's everybody doing? Yeah, Kamala Harris, she's not Black or biracial. See, Kamala Harris, her father is an Indian Jamaican that was raised in Jamaica, which owned slaves, and her mom is Brahmin Indian from the highest Indian caste. If you understand, in India, you got a caste system. You have a Dalit, untouchable Brahmin caste system over in India. Her mom is the Brahmin Indian, which is the highest hierarchy Indian in India, which is the Brahmin Indian. And her dad actually owned slaves in Jamaica, though. And Kamala Harris, she wasn't raised around Black Americans. Say that again?
Thank you, cousin. Thank you.
Yeah, and Kamala Harris, she was raised in Canada. She wasn't raised around Black Americans. Also, Kamala Harris has a real hard track record. Kamala Harris, she was a prostitute. She got in her political position by sleeping with a whole bunch of Black American men during the beginning of her career. So, and also is that about Kamala Harris is that like somebody said, when she was Attorney General of California, out of San Francisco, she locked a whole lot of black men and women up during the truancy laws when they were trying to overvent their conventions over there about the marijuana charges. It was a lot of people found innocent, and she would tell the convention centers so they can make cheap labor in the prison system out there in California. So Kamala Harris definitely not no fan ally to Foundation Black Americans and Freemen. And no, she's not. Also, is that Kamala Harris don't want to be black, but during election time, and after election time, she will be Indian American or Asian and stuff. I'll talk about how come she can't get the East Indian community to support her. And also, you got her people like Vima Ramaswamy's, the Viveks, and all the other people, the Nesta D'Souza's and Nikki Haley's people from our community. You notice that she didn't call out the racism within her community, though. The Vivek Ramaswamy's, the Nesta D'Souza's, or Nikki Haley's and stuff like that. See, let you know she complicit in racism. No, she don't. Same thing in Jamaica. She don't call out the Brian Donalds or the Sheila Jackson Leeds that go to our country. And then Apia, he's very disrespectful though. Apia should be speaking on Black American issues. Just like I can't go out there to Ghana and get involved in their political association over in Ghana. They'll run us about their country, go over to Ghana or Nigeria or Jamaica or India and try to get involved in their political association in their country. They'll run Black Americans out their country. Just like I went over there to the Caribbean. Jamaican can go to Barbados and speak for Barbadian. Jamaican can go to Bahamas and speak for Bahamian. They safeguard enemies, even though they all Caribbean. They make sure they safeguard their culture real quickly. Jamaican can go to Curacao and represent somebody from the Curacao Islands, though. So we the only people that allow people for a long time that's not from our lineage represent our people, and we should have been safeguarding that. A lot of people that support Kamala Harris, a lot of them are boule. Like, you got to think about most people that support her, they're part of these D9 sorority fraternities like the AKAs, the Deltas, the Sigmas, and all that type of stuff. And then you got the feminists, though. You got to think about most of these feminists are Democratic shields, and they align up with the Democrat Party. Most of them are boule. Like the AKAs, I don't see these so-called sorority fraternities doing anything for the Black community, because I'm in the Black community. I do grassroots work in the community every day on a weekly, daily basis. I don't see the AKAs creating no institutions to help out the Black community. I don't see the NAACP, all these other Black boule organizations doing none. The only thing they care about is getting their boule checks from the Democrat Party. They know is that if Kamala Harris, well, she gonna lose though, because the majority of Black Americans ain't supporting except for the boule class, the D9s, the boule, the town to 10. They only represent less than 10% of the Black population. They're not in big numbers though, because the 10% need support of the 9%. They know that if Donald Trump get back in there, they know all their boule checks gonna dry up though, like D.L. Hughley's, the Roland Martin's. Roland Martin's not even Haitian. Roland Martin needs to speak on the issue that goes on in Haiti with his people though, like the Kenyans and all that turmoil chaos going over in Haiti. So we get tired of foreigners not from our lineage representing our people. They ain't gonna let us go over there and misrepresent their people. That's all I gotta say for now. Kamala Harris is not Black. She's Indian. She's Jamaican and Indian. She's not from a soil she wasn't raised by Black American. She was raised in Canada. So she's not a Black American. She shouldn't speak on our issue. She should speak on the issue that go over in India and Jamaica. That's all I got to say.
All right. Appreciate that. B-Mont, you were up here earlier and you dropped down. Are you able to speak right now, or we dropped you down because we couldn't hear you?
Yeah. Can you hear me now? My phone was kind of glitching.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, yeah. My thing was, I think we as like Black people have like a very severe issue. And this is before Kamala Harris, becomes the presumed presidential nominee for the Democrats. We have a very severe and unfortunate history of like qualifying Blackness. What does it look like? Who is Black? And stuff like that. And I don't think no other race really does that to the degrees we do. And even if they do, they do a better job at probably keeping it behind closed doors, not putting it on Front Street. There was a dude in here earlier, I don't know if he's still up here, but he was like, something about our soil. Like, America has historically shown us that this is like not our soil. Like, I understand, obviously, we built the country, or at least not all of it. We had a hefty part in building this America. And, the white man can't deny that. But this has never been our soul. The way we've been treated, the way we've been belittled as black men and black women by the cops in the workplace environment, how hard it is for us to get those same positions that a white man or a white woman could get, even a Hispanic man or a Hispanic
Hey,
woman.
I know what race she is. I know what race.
Okay, Joey, you just came in here, and I guess you're trying to troll, so I'm gonna give you a warning. Go ahead and stay on your microphone. The next time you come off of it, I'm gonna drop you down.
I think we have a problem with that.
I hit the mute button real quick. I don't know, Joey. I know you just came in here. Stay on your microphone. We stay on our microphones. If you're trolling, I'm gonna drop you down. But go ahead, B-Mon. I'm gonna unmute it, and you can finish.
Okay, I just got one thing to say.
Okay. Apparently, you don't know when to shut up, so that means you're trolling. So let me go ahead and get you out of here. We don't play those games up in here. Okay, B-Mon, go ahead and unmute your mic.
But yeah, I think we as
It might be a double mute, but go ahead. It should be back on. Try it now.
yeah, we good. I just think, we got to be better in general. And I know people can say, like, oh, she's locking up black men and black women and all this stuff. It's like, all races of people commit crimes. Like, she had a job that she had to do. But one thing I'll generally say about the system, though, is like, I could care less about the system as a black man. Like, whether it's a black woman as an attorney general or a prosecutor, you look at Fonnie Willis down in Atlanta in Fulton County, she's a mess. She perpetuates stereotypes against her own people by locking them up, as far as like targeting rappers, Young Thug, Wyatt and Lucci, Gunna, and some other people just to boost her profile, not caring about her people or nothing like that. But like, and when it comes to like prosecution and stuff like that, these people be sealing evidence. This is white and black. I'm just talking about the system. Obviously, it's a white power structure. But prosecutors be sealing evidence. They be hiding. How many black men we seen come home after 25 years of being wrongly incarcerated and get a payout of like $2.2 million from the city? Like, so I understand people like saying, "Oh, she's locking up black people and stuff like that," but it's like, yeah, she got a job to do, and that's a tough job, and it's a shitty ass job in a white power.
Try not to curse, but go ahead. Oh
Yeah, my fault. I'm sorry, but yeah, just in general, I think we need to do a better job. Also another point that I wanted to mention: sometimes like you'll get things handed to you in ways that you actually don't receive them or perceive them. So my personal thought was that the reparations was always PPP loan money. All you gotta do is log onto the internet. You get $20,000. They was handing it out, $20,000 forgiven. So like when I look at it like that in my eyes, especially as time went along, because I got when I do Uber, I looked at the reparations like PPP loans, but I know a lot of us may not perceive it as that. It's just all about
no, brother. The PPP loans are not reparations. No,
that's just my opinion. That's why I said.
But it's not reparations though. It's totally different.
I understand it just based off that. I get what you're saying. It's not reparations. That's why I said some people may not receive it and perceive it that way, and a lot of people may not do it. But think about it: how many times in our lifetimes are black people ever going to get $20,000 forgiven? That's like the perspective.
Oh man, that's not. It's a lot of black.
Hold on, Professor. Let him, because he's about to land his plane. So hold on, let him finish.
Yeah, I'm about to be done, and it is because a lot of people used it wrong. They forged fake businesses and stuff like that. It was almost like a scam to try to get us, right? Especially like you said, a lot of black people behind that, playing that dangerous government game. But as far as black people, I think we need to be better about supporting our people. Stop trying to qualify blackness, what it looks like. If you're black and you got that shade, or your mom is black or whatever, or your dad is black, and you could be biracial, or both parents or whatever you identify as is what you identify as. But we're stronger together, not when we're apart in qualifying blackness. I just don't think that's a good look for us, especially in this election season and what's on the line during this presidential election.
All right. I'll say this right here. PPP loans are not reparations. Everybody in the country, more white people were getting PPP loans than black people. So And you had Hispanics, you had Asians, you had everybody in this country that had a business or whatever apply for them to get a PPP loan. So that's not reparations. One thing about race, black people talk about race because the country was built on race. The actual creation of the racial concept came from white people to go ahead and keep a power structure. So they actually came up with the actual race concept. That's why they came up with such an idiot quantifying statement as a one-drop rule or whatever, to go ahead and pretty much ensure that they would go ahead and keep control. Now, Kamala Harris, I take it that you're a Kamala Harris supporter, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to support.
No, I'm not. See, that's
What?
the thing.
Hold on real quick. I'll go ahead and mute your mic. I'll get back to you. I'll just say it appears that you seem to appear to be a Kamala Harris supporter. And, if that's who you want to vote for, I'm not going to tell anybody in this space who they should or shouldn't vote for. We're all grown. If you want to vote for her or whatever, or you don't, that's fine as well, too. I'm not going to sit here and support somebody simply because they're black or they're Democrat or they're Republican or they're independent. I mean, I need to know exactly what you're talking about doing for us. Kamala Harris and a lot of the Democrats, and that includes a black caucus and stuff like that. You never hear them specifically talk about anything for black people, but they have no problem signing into legislation for LGBTQ, for the Jewish community, for the Asian community, for any other community as well, too. Now, when you say about black people, it's all of a sudden like, well, we can't just do something for y'all, and we got to do it for any and everybody else as well, too. Let's not also forget those people out there and the truancy thing out there. That affected a lot of black people when she was attorney general out there in California as well, too. Let's be for real. All of us in here, most of us in here, I'm not going to say all, but a lot of us in here, when we were in high school, we cut class a time or two. And if you would go ahead and lock our parents up because we did something stupid as a teenager, people may take offense to that. People may also take offense to those prisoners and stuff out there that, were out there doing those fires and stuff like that as well, too, that she went ahead and she coordinated that whole situation out there as well, too. So they're whenever it comes to, and the simple way that these people talk to black people and interact with them when it comes to election time, get your booty to the polls. I mean, I'm just talking about from the Democratic standpoint. It's all this. We got to play loud music. We got to dress up. We got to eat collard greens and have hot sauce and stuff like that. Now, if they went to a group of Jewish people and they had bagels and the egg cream and all that kind of stuff, and they said, this is how we're going to do it, and they had on the little hats, people would have a fit. If they did that with Asians and they had chopsticks and all of that kind of stuff, people would have a fit. If it was Taco Tuesday and they went to go talk to the Mexican voting bloc, people would have a fit. But when it comes to black people, and especially when it comes to a black Democrat, they can sit up here like Biden did and sit up here and talk about, you're not black if you don't vote for me. They're going to put you back in chains if you don't vote, and this and all this kind of stuff. And then you get black people in the media, celebrities, entertainers. You get black people on CNN, MSNBC. You get black people within the Democratic Party. They don't say anything. Now, if that was Trump or some of these Republicans saying the same kind of stuff that these white folks are saying in the Republican Party, CNN, MSNBC, all these black-owned newspapers will be nonstop talking about how racist they were, this and that, or whatever. So it's always a pass and stuff like that. And Kamala Harris, to be honest, I mean, I don't really see why. It's if you're parent and it's a legitimate question, because are you black? Are you white? Now, we've had biracials. We've had people in politics and stuff like that were biracial, but these people claimed a black heritage. The people say, you know what? My mother might be white, my dad might be white or whatever, but I've lived a life and experience as a black person, and the way they've conducted themselves was as a black person. Kamala Harris, I mean, I don't know if you can really say that, because she's black one day, then she's Indian another day. So, people kind of have a issue with her in terms of that. So I see Tamara G say, who do we vote for in November? And it's right around the corner. You vote for who you feel. If you want to vote for Trump or you want to vote for Kamala Harris, like I said, I'm not going to tell a grown person who they should or shouldn't vote for. Vote for what you think is in your best interest. If you think that this party, that their politics align with what the survival of black people in this country, then I guess that's who you would vote for, that particular candidate or whatever. I'm not voting for either one. I'm going to vote, but I'm not going to vote for Donald Trump, because I didn't vote for him last time. I didn't vote for Joe Biden last time either. So I'm going to see what issues that affect me in my local area. But in terms of, I'm not voting for Kamala Harris, and I already pretty much know, and I said this last night, the gender war is right around the corner. It's already wrapping up. It's already starting. Black men are going to be the scapegoat. Black men are going to get blamed. once they lose, and they are going to lose, once they lose, it's going to be talking about how the black men didn't do this and do that. They're going to start using black women on TV to shame black men and this and that and talk about y'all didn't do this, y'all didn't. Matter of fact, forgetting the fact that it was black men that died left and right to get you the goddamn voting rights. But all of that's going to be null and void when it comes time. It's going to be all of that's going to be forgotten about, but it's going to be black men didn't do this, black men didn't do that. So I'm already expecting, I already predicted it's going to get ready. It's going to heat up. And because they've already, like I said, they've already chosen her as a next one. Like, we don't pick our own candidates. We get handed candidates. We get told this is what's best for us. White people, they pick their candidates, and to a certain degree, yeah, I know they get handed their candidates as well too, because that's how the political system is structured in America. We definitely get told. It's people that you didn't even know who the hell these people were. Next thing you know, they pushing them out there in front of you. Oh yeah, well, he's gonna take care of you. She's gonna take care of you. So that day about voting for everybody or supporting these people simply because they got the same color as you and this and that or whatever. And no, you got to show me what you're going to do when you get up in here. And I don't have any confidence in Kamala Harris, just like I don't have any confidence in Donald Trump. I know everybody thinks that he's going to magically shut the border down, but he ain't going to magically shut nothing down, because these white folks, even the Republicans and everything behind the scene, they ain't going to let him shut it down. America's always benefited from slave labor and cheap labor, so they're not going to sit up there. Yeah, they may do a little pinch, and they may get a few 100,000 out of the tens of millions that's going to be coming across the border, but they're not going to shut it down, because that's the way the system is. They've been using immigration, whether legal or illegal immigration, to go ahead and replace black people, especially in this country, from the time this country was founded, and they're not going to stop now. So yeah, people can sit there and think that Trump and Republicans are going to shut down all the illegal immigrants. And you had the Democrats like, well, Joe Biden in the last year or so, he did more to stop the illegal. They did nothing. It's part of this whole little game that they play with each other. B-Mon, I'm going to go ahead and let you finish up, and then I'm going to go ahead and get to the new speaker. But go ahead. I know you want to respond.
Yeah, you said a couple of good things. I'll get to those first, and then after that, I'm going to clear something up. You're right. Like, what's most important is, where you lay your head, like where you live at, like the terrain you travel everything. So your superintendents, your sheriffs, your city council members, your senates, going to some of these open sessions and stuff like that as a tax-paying citizen wherever you live, and letting your voice be known, giving it to these people and stuff like that, letting them know what they're doing wrong and what they're doing right. And for me, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm not a Kamala Harris fan. And I'm not a registered independent or nothing like that. I'm 29 years old. I live in South Carolina, obviously, which is a red state. And I'm none of that. To me, we thought Crips and Bloods was something like the highest level of gang banging is the Democrats and the Republicans. That's a different level of gang banging and infiltrating our community, especially as black men and black women, and using some of those media tactics that you were talking about, that you just put in your soliloquy and stuff like that. What they really fear is the independent thinker, the independent black thinker. That's who I am. So when I watched the debate a few weeks back or whatever, I'm flipping back between Fox News and CNN, because I want to see how both of these stations, conservative and liberal, are responding, to that debate and what they saw and things of that nature. So I'm not a Kamala Harris supporter or nothing like that. I don't got no ties or nothing to none of these people. I'm me. I go out every day and I do what I do. And, I've told people all this time, especially when I was younger, I know a lot of people got their hands up too. It's yeah, y'all can be happy about Barack Obama and all that stuff, and feel unfortunate that Trump comes in after him or whatever, but neither of them gonna wipe your ass. So that's the way I move and the way I think. I don't got no ties.
All right, thank you, B-Mont. Let me go ahead and get to.
I appreciate you too for let me get up here in this space, especially when my mic was messing up. I really appreciate you.
No problem. Appreciate you coming up. Let me go ahead and get to Cognitive. Cognitive, what's going on with you tonight?
What's up, man?
What's up now?
Chilling up in Tennessee. Shout out to everybody. I'm just gonna be straight up. Yeah, Kamala ain't one of us. Like you did say just now, Newstoter. You're gonna be seeing a lot of these D9 sisters popping up. I'm literally where my house is. I'm between Tennessee State University and Fisk University. So I'm gonna go up to these colleges this coming week, and I'm gonna ask a lot of these students and sisters, really mainly the sisters, and I know pretty much what my response is gonna be. they gonna be voting for Kamala. So, understand, brothers out here, it's gonna be the whole same rhetoric from 4 years ago and 4 years ago before that, 4 years ago before that. She's gonna be trying to pit the Black American man against the Black American woman, in my opinion. We definitely need to fight against this. I'm personally not voting for a Democrat or a Republican. However, I am going to practice my right to vote by writing in a candidate. But I have yet to hear, I just want to bring it up, RFK did have some type of meeting yesterday that was live, and he's saying he ain't finna give up yet. So, you never know. You know what I'm saying? We might have a third person in the mix. But as of right now, man, I'm not impressed with none of these people. I'm not giving my vote up to him. But other than that, man, great space, brother. And I'll let my plane. And brother Newstoter, please don't curse space, brother. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate that. Cognitive, thank you. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna get to Keith. I'm gonna get to IAC, and then I'll get back to you, Lucifer, as well too. Let me go ahead and get to who did I say? Keith, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, salute you, Newstoter. Is everything good? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How you feeling, man?
Pretty good. Yeah, everybody's doing pretty good tonight.
Doing good. Okay. Well, I'm sitting in the belly of the beast. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna say some things that's gonna probably upset some people. We have immigrants down here living better than us. And I'm in Florida, Panama City. They sitting at Longhorn. They sitting at all these things. And I'm saying, they came here with a step stool to get things done. And I listened to a couple of callers back as far as Kamala Harris. She's part of that agenda. And I think this might upset a lot of people, but y'all got to, as far as black women, y'all got to get outside the black women part of it and look at the agenda. The agenda is not just against you, it's against all of us. And if you don't stop and pay attention to what's going on, just because Kamala, you can identify her as a black woman, which she's never came out and said that under any circumstance. Y'all got to understand, take that trauma against black men or whatever away from it and look at the forest for the trees. Y'all got to understand, she's not for us. She's for her people. And she is never identified as black women until it was convenient for her. The best way to get to a point is a straight line. And that's what I'm doing. And I'll mute my mic.
All right. Thank you. Let me go ahead and get to IAC. IAC, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Thank you, Newstoter, and thank you to the distinguished panel and everyone else who has spoken. Germans, Italians, French are all delineated. Jews are delineated. When you see what's happening here in America, black people are delineating, and they are standing on their ground. They're using very specific criteria to say who is us and who isn't us. There's being strict scrutiny applied, and that is important because you can't come together if you can't define yourself. That's one of the first foundations of freedom. You get to tell the world who you are, not the government, not white folks, not other people who aren't a part of who you see you hard. And that's critical for this. If we are serious about reparations, delineation is essential. And the reason why is because if you look at the immigrants, they do not share the same historical experience. So they totally reject and don't even understand the basis for our claims. You know, they come over, all right, as many people have said, if you've been in these spaces, they came into a pre-set up system that took resources from a specific community and transferred those resources into other communities. They don't recognize that. They see themselves as self-made. They see themselves as these are the people you want to avoid because they are an undesirable class, an undesirable people. And it is important for us to stand on delineation. I had to go for my lineage. I did. People were hard as shit hard on me. They were hard on me. And basically, I produced the documentation. I have no problem with producing documentation. And that's one of the key things. If we're going to come together as a community, we have to be able to define what that community is, what the purposes of that community. That's what freedom is about. You have other people dictate who you are, but you're not free. You're whatever they decide that this is you. You're a minority now. You're a person of color. All right? And I wasn't aware of that in 2008 because I voted for the German, Kenyan, American Barack Obama. I voted for him on trust. I even worked on his campaign. But now that I know, I'm not going to fall for the same concept with Kamala Harris. Plain and simple. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, IAC. Let me get to the new speaker, then I'm going to get to you, Luce, for Jahir. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Jahir, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello. Good evening. How is everyone? Good. It's unbelievable how in the 21st century, Black Americans, or some of them who hate themselves to be their source, right? Many of whom came from Africa. I don't know why Africa is getting out of favor from these types of groups, right? Only groups. It's just disingenuous.
Wait, real quick, Jahir. What does Africa have to do with the conversation tonight?
No, it's race, right? And the fact that this is talking about race and how some of the groups have been hateful toward people of ancestry that perhaps they do not ascribe to this kind of ideology. It's race, right? It's about race. Kamala Harris happens to be from a Jamaican and Indian descent, and the thing that I'm gathering from this type of toxic spaces is to fit as to delineation.
First off, your phone is breaking up. Your phone is breaking up. Are you there? You sound like you're in the.
Let me ask you something.
Hold on real quick, because I hold on real. Okay, real quick. Everybody stay on your microphones. I want to see if his phone is okay, and I'm trying to see exactly where you're going, because you kind of came in here and you're sitting up here now. You kind of changed the topic or whatever. The topic is about, is she Black? Is she Asian? Is she biracial? If you want to speak on that, speak on that. But it seems like you're trying to come in here and play victim about somebody attacking Africa and people being ashamed of being African and all this other stuff as well, too. So go ahead and spit it out and be a man and say what you got to say.
Absolutely. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So this is about race and whether or not Kamala is black, Asian, or biracial. Doesn't matter. I am originally from Africa, and I was born in Africa. But my kids would be, they were born in here, and they would have every opportunity, just like every American, to reach the height of the presidency. So, are they going to be judged? Are they biracial or one race or mixed, whatever? I think this is just beyond the point. What you guys try to prove is meaningless in this 21st century. America is so diversified right now. In fact, to the surprise of many, let me tell you, before any of this black people here in America could be a president, a new generation of an immigrant president will be coming after Kamala Harris. This would be the reality.
You sound like an anti-black American that came here. And where you from? 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 I said where you from? I said where you're from. Hey, where you from? Because you sound like you're from East Africa and you got all of this. Okay, shut your mouth, okay? Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, all right? You sound like you're from East Africa and you got all this advice to tell black Americans, and yet you left your country, came over here, and you're talking all this noise about black American and history and this and that or whatever. If there's any person that has any pigment in their skin that do make it to the White House, who in the hell you think helped make that possible before your family ever came over here? Don't sit up here and try to give us a history lesson or whatever. You don't know anything. And if you had that much pride in your people over there, you be trying to build over something over there in your land. Instead, you coming over here talking about your kids and this and that or whatever. You moved to a country that was built and already flourishing before you ever got here. So who are you to tell us whatever? Okay, and that is the question, because people keep bringing it up about her race. It was black women apparently that helped raise $1 million for her on Zoom. So while you're sitting up here talking about, well, does it matter this? Apparently it matters to a whole heap of black people in this country. Apparently it matters to a whole heap of white people in this country on the Democratic side too, because that's the main reason they didn't go ahead and they're not, at least at this point, trying to run another candidate, because they don't want to piss A, black people off, and B, namely black women. So don't sit over here telling us about this or that or whatever. And matter of fact, you're the same troll that came in here last time that was talking noise. Matter of fact, you're the same troll that came in here.
Because you are so long-winded and weak-minded, you only have the ability to mute. You're able to,
because you came in here talking like because you came in here talking like a troll. You came in here talking like a troll. That's why.
I'm not a troll, black man. I am also a black man from Africa. Unlike you, I am not a racist and a bigot. You, black man, are a racist.
And this is the same dumbass whose country has been. This is the same dummy sitting up here talking about race and this and that. Yet the European that came over there colonized you, Asians over there coming over there colonized you, Muslims been colonized you for I don't know how long. The Arabs, and you sitting over here talking about a racist, and you got over here and you probably sucked some white man off to go ahead so you can come to this country right here, and you sitting up here running your nigger mouth. If you don't get your ass up out of here, you can go right back to where you went to, Habib, and go back over there in your sand dune, back in your nation. Get the hell up out of here. Get out of here. Go play Aladdin and go play with your camel or whatever you play with, boy.
And buy some deodorant.
He's sitting over here talking about a damn racist, and you come over here, and this is the kind of crap that you got to deal with. Haven't done a damn thing to contribute to this country, and you're going to sit up here and tell us what we can and can't discuss? This was the same clown that came in here a few weeks ago, was trolling as well, too. Sitting up here telling, I'm a black man and I'm not racist like you. Meanwhile, your people living on damn $2 a day in your country. And you sitting up here talking about who you think made it that way. All the damn resources in the world over there, and white people control. They talk about you ain't racist. Yeah, I know you ain't racist. You're a Tom. That's what you are. Let me go ahead and get to Lucifer. Go ahead and unmute your mic, and I'm going to get to Rel, and I'm going to get to EJ.
Oh, man. I mean, he pissed me right the fuck. Dude, I almost got kicked out of the room because I was about to tell him what the fuck black means 3 different points in history. Just lay it on him thick so he understands he ain't black. He's forfeited his blackness. You understand what he just did? Means 3,000 years ago. he would be executed by other black people. Like, do you understand that, Newstoter?
Yeah, this punk ain't even black. He probably an Arab over here.
I mean, Arabs are dark skinned too. They think they can claim black whenever it's convenient. When you turn your back on them, they're claiming Islam, and Islam is a 500 AD co-opted black religion that worships white women. Let's be real about that shit. These people, even if he's Arab, he isn't black. Even if he's African, he isn't black anymore. They're all disqualified from blackness by their own African ancestors. That's the best part. The Egyptians would say they're no longer black. Kill them. The Spartans would say they're no longer black. Kill them. The Carthaginian, Persians, the Syrians, everybody who is Negro in that whole fucking area would say they have lost their cotton-picking minds, quite literally. They're no longer black. Get them out of here. It's incredible. Thousands of years of recorded history. These Africans who wrote it, who are descended from the blood of the people who wrote it all, don't even know what black means. And they keep talking about Pan-African this, Pan-that. We're solidarity with our cousins and our diaspora. It's like all the ancestors are screwed up in the pages of bloody history. Kill you motherfuckers.
Hey, real quick, you going off. You hitting the MF, yeah, and you in the Matrix as well too, Lucifer. So let me you may want to drop down and come back up. But yeah, let's not hit the MF as well too. But let me go ahead and get to Rella, and I'm gonna get to EJ. Rella, what's going on with you tonight?
Testing.
Yeah, I hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, sorry I missed last night. I fell asleep. I needed that. I think I needed that long sleep. I'm sorry that you guys had to even be subjected to that exchange. And that guy is actually, I think, Somalian. And it's so crazy that
I already knew he was from East Africa, talking like a Tom. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, he's come up in black spaces a lot. Talking that black people are racist. And that's not the case, and that's not even the conversation. And I always caution a lot of these different immigrants that come into the room, always having a position to take, and they don't even comprehend politics and culture here in America. That's the part that it blows my mind. And it becomes this, argument over why they don't understand Black Americans, descendants of freedmen, are making the claim to identify ourselves so our history is not erased. And we become the topic of erasure. That's why he could say, I'm a black man just like you. No, because African countries did not start identifying as black until black people had set the culture of influence that black is beautiful and black is to be proud and to be admonished and to be vocalized. African countries were not doing that. They delineate themselves amongst their names, Guyanian, Nigeria, like someone already said. So a shout out to Professor and Original and everybody in the room. If I didn't say that, I'm sorry. But that was not. It's an unfair conversation point to even have. So what is race? Kamala Harris, is she Black, Asian, or biracial? She is a Indian woman whose father was born in Jamaica. Saying you're from Jamaica does not mean you are a Black Caribbean or that you are a melanated Caribbean. He was an Indian Hindu from Hindustan person. His family had him in Jamaica. That does not make him from Jamaica. It means that he is an Indian Caribbean man. That means she's Indian. There is no Black in her, no Black American culture of the sort. She doesn't even speak the same language of people from Jamaica. I don't even understand why it is that's glossed over. Except for the fact that Black Americans who, like the Roland Martins and the people who were pushing Joe Biden need to stay in position, and he's not going to, step down, and being all loud and wrong and too proud to even see the forest through the trees, just marching people into a burning building.
Now they're sitting up here raising over $1 million, 81 million. 81 million. It was $81 million. And it's just like a slap in the face because you see that Zoom, they're gonna have a Zoom for black men tonight, and it's almost as if like we're being trolled. So black people give you their money, and what you gonna hand us your ass because you go into the AAPI, the AAPI folks, and they got a whole fund. They have a whole fund under their name for AAPI, and I'm so pissed because the OMB allowed MENA, AAPI, and them to have a designator. And when we fought to have a designator, whether it was ADOS, Freedmen, or FBA, which they all could have been identifiers, along with Black Americans and Negro, we were told no. So everybody else gets to cosplay us and put us on like a jacket, take us off when the seasons change, get benefits, but we don't get nothing. But we supposed to be voting for you. That's our black job. That is what people are saying to us. While people are actually out here having a hard time getting into positions of high-paying jobs, education is shot to hell because folks don't have the money and funds to actually attend school unless you are applying for grants. Being denied access to contracts and any other resource, and I'm going to say resource because that's what they call it for the other groups. I don't care what people want to claim and call something and what they won't say. That is what it's called when they're giving out money to different groups and they're tailoring it and telling us that we can't have a designator, but everybody else can. And then when everyone else feels good and ready to want to pull money from our designator, that's the only time it's recognized. I'm just over it. I'm over it. Our conditions of harm have been expanded. It has always been cosplayed, while other people sit around and they get to tear us down in our own country. Because that's what that is. That guy here, he didn't talk about how the Somalians have taken over Minnesota, I believe, or is it Michigan? Minnesota. I want to say it's Minnesota.
Minnesota, Minneapolis, yeah.
Yeah, and change the flag to try to adopt the colors of the Somalia. Like, that's crazy to me. But he wants to say that we are racist. Ilhan was in a room with a man that was promoting her, and he even said to make sure no black man or white man, which he made the comment in the video, which lets you know they know who is Black American, and they know who is not. Pierre knows who is Black American. They know who is not. But they don't want you to vocalize it and start to put them out on Front Street. No. That needs to be dealt with. You should not be in an American country, in America, trying to colonize a state in our country to make space for your people and take resources from the people in that community. And then while trying to govern that community with impunity and keep resources from black people. That means keeping them out of government, making sure that they don't have a voice. That is crazy to me. I'm not voting for Kamala Harris, and that's what it is. I'm not voting for Trump. My vote is going to the highest bidder who has us tailored and documented in the agenda, and that's my stance on that. Anybody else who decides to want to champion a slave-owning family, a degenerate German clan family who prides themselves on making sure they're about their business and immigration, that's your business.
But as for me and my house, we're going to vote for the highest bidder, and my vote is definitely for sale, and that's where I leave it.
All right, all right. Thank you, Rella. I appreciate you. Let me go ahead and get to EJ, and then I'm going to get to I see another new speaker up here as well too. Go ahead, EJ.
Peace to the room, boss. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hear me?
sound like he was kind of in the matrix for a second. Okay, EJ, Lasufa, you got to Lasufa, you got to put yours on. You got to mute your mic.
Like you said.
Lasofa, go ahead and mute your mic so I can hear EJ. EJ, go ahead. You need to drop down. Let me drop you down because your mic is in the matrix, bro.
All right, can I go now?
Yeah, go ahead, EJ.
Hey, Africa, can you mute your mic, please?
Yeah, Africa, mute your mic.
Yeah, peace to the room. Peace to, Newstoter original professor, one brother Muko. Y'all know me and know what goes. Look here, man. Let me address the topic real quick first. You said what race is Kamala Harris? She Indian. Full stop. I don't care how you put it, what way you want to slice it. She Indian. Her daddy, what? Is he West Indian or something like that? With a mama brown Indian. She grew up in the house with a brown Indian mama. She grew up with those cultures and traditions. She is not traditionally in any way, shape, or form, even black. And when I'm saying black in this form, I'm just saying it for it being melanated. Like they're not even close to being like that. So the fact that she's going around cosplaying and being a black American just so she can get votes, but then as soon as she get the vote, she go back to being Indian again is, first of all, is super insulting. And I'm sick of who sat there and had to deal with it. It's down with Barack Obama behind for 8 years, and this I'm trying not to cuss. This Mother Flipper didn't do a goddamn thing, but and still walk around here smiling like it's just all cool. To be clear with you, I don't think these people should be able to be elected in this country because I mean, let's be clear. The 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment, but so the fact that you even over here riding our coattails, get in here is enough. But for you to run off with that and then come over here and have these, I'm trying to cook, these anchor babies, and they think they can come over here and run in our offices like a Ilhan Omar or whoever. Like the fact of the matter that you can come up here and try to get in any type of political office is insulting to me. It pisses me off. I think that these people really need a good wake up call. And you know what? I'm not voting. I put that on the thing. I'm not voting. But to be honest with you, I hope Trump get in there, and I hope he does the biggest mass deportation of everybody. I'm not even just talking about the illegals. I'm talking about the ones that even can't be illegal, the ones that had to activate. Over the we need to reach seriously amend this 14th Amendment because that one right there is the one that's just shooting us foot. We letting everybody come over here and ride our goddamn excuse me language. I'm coming down real quick. We letting everybody come over here and ride our coattail. And then as soon as they get over here, they quit playing it or have an actor baby over here, they come over here and take a sugar honey IT on us. When them 3 specific laws were for us. So you shouldn't even, you're lucky even over here, you little bastard. Man, gotta keep my language here. I apologize about that news. So I know you try to put your face up online and I try to be cousin now, but they teed me out. And it's another thing that I have been paying attention to. Like last Saturday, I put up a tweet that I was literally being antagonistic because I retweeted a video of a girl that was going off on Cardi B, right?
And I said, in the caption, I said, she read the Mexican her rights. Now, of course, I know Cardi B ain't Mexican, but I don't give a flying FUC sequels, right? So I don't care because she go around calling us the N word every chance she can get, and nobody seems to have an issue with it. But she not us. And for you to run around here calling us this, the N word back to back to back all the time, saying that you can do all this with N words and that da 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 da. Her, Fat Joe, whoever else that want to be Mexican up in I don't even care about even just being Hispanic. It can be anybody. I'm sick of really telling saying the truth, but let's just get past that before these white Latinos, because that's what they are. They're gonna put down white, just like Kamala Harris put Caucasian on her birth certificate. Well, she didn't put it on there, but somebody put Caucasian on her birth certificate. Last time I checked, in this country, you can't be both. You either black or you white. There is no in between on it. So for you to put down Caucasian, for Caucasian to be on your birth certificate, I don't care what you is after that, you ain't black. And they go for the Fat Joes and the Cardi B. But I've been seeing I had a lot of Tiggers come out, and they was trying to attack me for what I said. Or you had all these ignorant Negroes that were trying to come out there and say that, oh, she's not Mexican, da da da. I said, I know. I was in there taking this on purpose because she called us an N-word, so I call her Mexican. She don't like being called a Mexican. I don't like being called an N-word by her, so deal with it. And I keep it plain and simple, just like that. Now, if you want to keep going back and forth, that's what I'm going to get nasty with you. But other than that, I just stop. You get out the conversation altogether.
Yeah, I was gonna have you land it, EJ, and then we gonna.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got the way in, bro. I'm sorry, but yeah, the whole premise of it, no, she's not black at all, and I let him plan it, bro.
All right, appreciate that. Africa, I can't say what your last name is, but Africa, go ahead and unmute your mic.
What's up? What's up?
What's up?
Not much. So that's all I want to say. I'm gonna keep it very short. Even if her mother and father was from the United States, Alabama, I still wouldn't even consider her black. If she had two black parents from it, because she's a sellout and she a corn, she not for the people. And her husband is white. So I don't really care where she is or where she was born at. She's not black in my eyes, no matter what. That's all I want to say. Nothing too crazy.
All right. Thank you, Africa. Okay, Lou.
Is my mic good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm hoping we can get into depth about the fact that Kamala is also not East Indian. For the last hour that she's Indian. She's not. She's half Indian at best.
Hey, your mic is still messed up again.
Yeah, man, you're in the matrix, man. Check for an update, Lucifer. You might have an update, dude.
Yeah.
Check for that.
Because your mic is still in the matrix, man. You may want to go ahead and, like you say, check. They did have an update today as well, too. If you guys got Android, they did have an update today. So go ahead and hit the update and restart your phone if you have an Android phone. If not, check for the yeah, because you were there, but then we kind of lost you. So let me go ahead. Original, go ahead and unmute your mic. And like I say, for those that can, we ain't got nobody to donate on Cash App. If you got $1, you can donate to the platform as well, too, family. We need that support. You can $sign Newstoter, $Newstoter. We got to pay the bills, and we need that support. $sign Newstoter. Make sure y'all visit newstoter.com also to stay up to date on breaking black news. Go ahead, Original. Matter of fact, Original, hold it 1 second. Let me get the Sassy in, and I'll come back to you. Go ahead, Sassy.
Yes. Good evening. Grace and peace to the room, to everybody. Okay, so my take may be a little different.
Sassy, you got a headset on?
Oh no,
because you super low. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Sassy? Are you there?
Sassy, can you hear us?
Yeah,
She sounds like she in the matrix. I think she can hear us, but she can't really hear her.
Yeah, you may go ahead and drop down, Sassy, and I'll come back to you. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Original.
Yeah. Are you there, Sassy?
Are you there, Sassy? Okay. Go ahead, Original.
Yeah, what I want to say this year, we have to be very careful with us. See, what I see is what's going on now. See, when Big Swole, aka Stacey Abrams, ran for governor here in Georgia twice, and she lost twice. Why? Because she did not advocate for Black America. And they tried to put it on Black men, saying that we did not come out, we didn't support her because she's a Black woman and blah, 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 blah. But see, they're trying to get ahead of it because they're trying to teach this to Black people. And the only group of people in the world that's Black is Black America. Because none of these other folks, y'all have heard this for decades. These people, see, Dr. John Carlos, in an interview, he said that he grew up with this guy named Dennis Dice. Dennis he is Jamaican. Dr. Carlos was born in the 40s, so he did his step. And so he told Dennis would tell him, I know Black out Jamaica. Okay, so these people, they have never been an ally to us. None of them. Let's not forget. Malcolm X tried to tell the Africans that we have the same issue as white folks. What did they tell him? We got our own problem. So what they're trying to do now, because they see what they saw what happened to Stacey Abrams twice, that she did not, she lost twice, and they tried to blame it on Black men. And the second time she ran, people started saying, well, what are you going to do? Why are you trying to separate Black women from Black men? And some of the women said, look, we are attacking still. We don't separate ourselves like that. But that's what she did. So then she came up with this thing called an agenda for Black men. But you know what? She put out a little flyer, as if it was going to be a policy, but it never appeared on her official platform, on her website. So if it doesn't appear on their official platform, it is not part of their platform at all. That's just to get your vote. And so all these immigrants like Roland Martin and the rest of them, they are ticked off because we no longer acknowledge them as being one of us. Just because your skin look like ours, that don't mean you are for us. You are only for the Democratic Party. And we all see how that delusional coon, D.L. Hughley is. And let's not forget, people like delusional D.L., they are getting paid to get us out to the polls to vote. They have this thing called Get Out the Vote, which a lot of you already know about. And they're getting paid to herd us down to the polls to vote. But you won't hear not one of them advocating for Black people to get anything, because they don't care about that. We're not the only thing they want from us is a vote. And once they get it, they turn on us. But like I said, and please keep this in mind, people, because Big Swole, Stacey Abrams, she lost twice here in Georgia. And so her political status fell tremendously. I mean, she hit the bottom. Her political status fell so hard. And so what they're trying to do now is trying to get ahead of people like us, talking about Karma Sutra Kamala, that we're not going to vote for her. No, she will not get my vote. She hasn't shown me that she's worthy of my vote. So just understand that what they're doing now, the immigrants like Roland Martin and others, they are trying to get ahead of this and say, well, we got to try to block these FBAs, because they out here doing some powerful work. And see, when they see that they can't distract us, y'all, with your bleach blonde, bad built and all that, okay, fine, whatever. But we still not following you, because you have not acknowledged us. I want y'all to go to a lot of these Democrats platform and look at them, either they're going to have one or two, they're going to have a generic platform where it's going to be so-called this all-inclusive platform, or they're going to have a platform where they're supporting immigration, or they're supporting gay rights, or they're supporting somebody else, but they will never have anything where they will say, I support media space reparations for Black Americans. They're not going to have anything as far as, Black Americans. Because I saw this yesterday. We were having a discussion whereby this Kennedy boy, he came out there saying that he had something about it won't be politics as usual for the Black community and how this has harmed us. But then when you read further, he started his ambiguity where he threw in the words minority. I said, oh, he can't use that. But when he talked about the people who are identified as Indian, he talked about there was no ambiguity in what he talked about, what he would do for them. So people just be aware. They know that we are on their heels and we driving that car and we ain't stopping on the brakes in our lane.
All right. Thank you, Original. Let me give a shout out real quick to Cognitive and Coggins for their contribution on Cash App. Let me go ahead and get to Sassy. Sassy, let's see what the phone sounds like now.
All right. I came inside. Can you hear me? Testing.
Yeah, I can hear you better.
All right. Yeah, and I need a new phone too. All right. Yes. A great piece of the room to host. Thank you for having this space. What race is Kamala Harris? Is she Black, Asian, or biracial? I don't know what she is, but I know she's not a blue or green-eyed recessive trait person. Okay, she has dominant dreams because her eyes are brown, so she's not recessive. Excuse me, with the blue or green eyes. That's a recessive trait. Yeah. Our government has really divided us with race. Really made us separate. On the application, black, white. It just used to be black, white, Asian, Pacific. It just used to be a few. Now, boy, oh boy, it's almost 20 different ethnicities. Good God Almighty, right? So, whatever she is, the dominant gene has her being black, because that's where it's at. The other ones ain't got that going on. Black is where it's at. It's where we have it going on, right? So if she wants to be black, let her be black. But I'll tell you what, the ball's in our court. She's not going to get away with dogging us out anymore. Those days are gone. No, because they do turn on us and we do get dogged out. I remember Obama, he was a few blocks up the street from where I live at the city park. And, we were all, oh, Obama, because he's black. And what did he do for us? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So that put us back. But I tell you what, if she wants our vote, she's going to have to come up with some tangibles. I don't care if she has to make something up. She's going to have to come up with it. Now, I can overlook her past. She didn't have a sister in her life to say, look, Peppa, stop putting black women in jail. Okay? But I can overlook her past. She's going to have to make some adjustments should she want my vote as personal. Okay? Because, I have a choice. I'm not voting for Donald Trump. I don't trust him. And as far as I'm concerned, he can't even get rid of the illegals. He has to go through the oligarchs. He has to go, there's too many sleeper cells, too many, what's the other one? He's got to go through that AIPAC. So he could send them back. I take that back because Obama sent back a lot of them. But we'll just have to see, But like I say, they better make some promises and they better keep them. Because we've had enough of just using us for our vote. Okay? So that's what I wanted to share. I don't know what she is. I don't even care. She can be whatever. But according to law, we are all still 3/4 human. And we are also, there's a one-drop rule. So according to that, she's black. Okay? If you go by that, the one-drop rule. And we got some more people in here that can, shed more light, have more in-depth, and I appreciate you letting me speak, Newstoter. God bless you. Bye.
All right. Thank you for coming up speaking tonight.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming up speaking tonight. Professor, go ahead. You got it. A matter of fact, Original had it, Professor. Let Original had it, and then you got it, Professor.
Okay. Oh, no, I didn't have my hand up.
Oh, okay. I thought you had your hand up before Sassy, but you did speak.
No, but I already spoke, and she came back after me.
That's right. Okay, my bad, Professor. Go ahead. You got it.
Yes, shout out to Sister Sassy, and all due respect to you, Sister Sassy. We can't go with that one drop rule. That doesn't apply here. I apologize to you, sister. Much love to you, much respect to you, but no. It does not apply to Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is going to be mostly Indian heritage, Indian descent. She never has claimed Black America.
You're in the Matrix. You mean Indian or Indian falls under age?
No, he's not in the Matrix, Sassy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's not in the Matrix. But go ahead, Professor.
I'll try again.
Shout out to Sister Sassy, everybody. But anyway, she does not apply to the one drop rule. She never has claimed Black America. So I know some people or some speakers have come up before and said, well, let people be who they have claimed or what they claim to be, right? Well, from my understanding, she has never claimed to be Black American. She has always claimed the Indian heritage. So we are going to let her stick with that. So therefore, since she's claimed the Indian heritage, then therefore she's not one of us. And so Black American family, I want you to understand what we're dealing with here. They are using this lady to cosplay Black Americans as bad as we did not like when Rachel Dolezal was cosplaying Black Americans and got a job with the NAACP as a director using our skin tone, using our culture. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. We got people out here doing this type of stuff, y'all, all this cosplaying of Black Americans so they can get something. We have to put an end to it. And Rachel Dolezal, by the way, not to get off topic, but I'm just telling you what we got to do to stop all this cosplaying. It's still cosplaying us, see? And so we got this woman here who wants to be the so-called first Black female VP. I'm sorry, we can't let it slide. You are not the first Black American VP. You cannot claim it. You are Indian. You are not one of us. You are not like us. And then for them to have the nerve to show this woman on BET. See, this is what I'm talking about, BET. Of course, it's not BET anymore. But they have sold out, to the, who. And this is what you had her on there doing, talking about they not like us. See, this is crazy. This woman is a cosplayer. Okay? She's a cosplayer. And that's the same thing with the other Indian woman that's doing it. One that's going to be close related kin to her probably is Nikki Haley. That's another cosplayer that's been cosplaying white people. See? And I'm surprised white people haven't called her out. They might get around to her. But she's another one that's been cosplaying, see? All these folks are coming over here to cosplay so they can get something. So Black American family, and I say this particularly to Black American women and to these sorry-ass simp Black men, I'm sorry, so for all you simp Black men that want to get all up in Kamala Harris's old stuff, okay? You want to kiss her, right? Well, therefore, you're weak. Because you should be standing up to these Black females that's trying to tell you, yeah, you should be voting for her. She's blacker than Trump, so you might as well vote for her. No, we don't do that. We men. As men, we tell these ladies, hey, what you doing is not right. And you trying to vote for this woman right here when you know she's not one of you, talking about some Black girls magic. It's not no Black girls magic. It's black girls' fraud. It's what she's doing here. I'm gonna land right there, but that's exactly what it is. Black girls' fraud. Family, thank you. I love listening to everybody. I can't wait to see what hear what No Tats have to say.
Thank you, Professor. Let me give a shout out to my man 400 as always for the support on Cash App. Let me go ahead and get it to my dog Ray. Ray, what's going on?
What's going on, everybody? So I just want to be in the listener section, but I just want to just drop in, offer my little 2 cents. So it says, what race is Kamala Harris? Is she black, Asian, or biracial? Kamala Harris is whatever is politically convenient for her at the time. So I think that's where she stands to answer the question, for the room. And to the Sister Sassy, I'm sorry I have to disagree with you on something. You said that you can overlook Kamala Harris's past because she didn't have a sister. I just can't buy that. I'm an only child. I don't have a brother or a sister, and I would never in 100 years go into half the things that she's done. So I just wanted to just say that. I'm going to land right there.
All right. Thank you, Ray. Let me go ahead and get the no taxation. No taxation. What's going on tonight?
Hey, what's going on with you?
Oh, just relaxing on this Monday.
I've been so hard at y'all. Y'all is sick. I didn't know you could call people a Latin. Okay, I just didn't even know that.
I could have called him a lot worse than that too, but
I didn't get so tickled. Kind of out of here. Let me move on. I'm real tickled about all this. Okay, what race is Kamala Harris? I thought we wasn't doing race. What happened to that? So
oh.
Y'all know I'm just playing, right? She is what her parents are, like everybody else in the world. So whatever her parents are, that's what she is. And so that's just the way the game goes on that. But the difference between let me ask you this, News. What is the difference between you got to have a concrete answer between Rachel Dolezal and Kamala Harris? News. He done stepped away. Original.
No. I mean, there's this point.
I'll tell you what the difference is. The difference is Kamala Harris took it to the top. Rachel Dolezal was doing hair, and then she had to parlay that to the NAACP and that kind of stuff. But they rode the same train, the same wagon to get to a destination that looked like I'm black. Kamala Harris is just slick. She's real slick and she's real smart. The biggest mistake Obama made with appointing people on the Supreme Court was overlooking her. She should have been on the court. Truthfully, she should have. She has a good legal mind as a prosecutor, and that's what we need. But he overlooked her.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I thought Kamala was the one who applied all that hock to me.
Hold on. Let her finish. Let her finish.
Who is that?
Yeah, let her finish. That was Lucifer, but go ahead.
Oh, I don't. But anyway, that was one of the biggest mistakes. Instead, he put Sotomayor up there with her milk toast ass. Said, can't pick a lane, just don't know nothing. We need legal minds up there for black folks. And she could have been one because, see, being an attorney and being an AG is one thing. Being a judge is one thing. But when you get to the Supreme Court, the game changes on you. And you have to fall in line. The system demands it. And so that was a mistake, and I've always said that. So I think Kamala is, as far as her political acumen, I don't think she's there. I don't know if she can get there. I know that she went rogue on Biden first 6 months. Remember, she said that she wasn't doing nothing. She hadn't had any assignments, and all she doing is sitting. And next thing you know, she was doing stuff looked like she was the head of the State Department. So she, she made her connections, her foreign connections that she needs to make. So, and you have to have that, to be the president in this country. But the one thing I want y'all to remember is that there is no difference between Rachel Dolezal and Kamala. She's gonna be Kamala as long as she's black. When she start being Asian again, I'll call her Kamala. But as long as she, and I don't know if did she announce and say she was Asian yet, or did the people say it? I'll tell you this much: she raised $81 million. That's what the highest estimate was overnight. Now, having said that, she needed to raise $100 million. That's what they did to. Okay, so she's short $19 million, but that's okay. That's close. And they were testing her to see if she could come up with the money. How'd she get it? Black folks. The D9, black folks, and they finna help her again. Because the men, the D9 men or whatever, I don't know nothing about that stuff because I'm not in it. But they're gonna be tomorrow.
Yeah, you called it wrong. It's the download men. That's right, download men.
There you go. But they're gonna meet. They had 45,000 in the room. The links is going around so anybody could join. They're not gonna let you speak. They're mapping out the strategy and they're telling you what you need to do and giving you your marching orders. Those people are very well organized. But my guess is that they had a heads up anyway, probably about 6 or 7 months ago, because that's what it looks like. The kind of thing that they did overnight, that's almost a year's work. So they've been working on it. Okay, you can't organize that kind of money overnight and not be organized already, is what I'm trying to say. And she's a formidable opponent for Trump. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this country. Because what we have to really understand is that they've moved on without us. Hate to tell y'all. But they've moved on without us. That's on both sides of the aisle. Okay? And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's what the fuck it is. And
you just dropped the F-bomb there, sweetie.
I'm sorry.
Yikes. Good.
I know that's the worst one too. But unless you put that image wrong. But anyway, it's everything is a done deal now. So it's all about the Electoral College at this point and money. And so, I don't know who that was. I don't know if it was original or somebody else said if you don't see it on the platform, it's not there. It has to be in writing. But even then, that doesn't mean that they'll carry it out. Okay? Because you have to understand the system is crooked. Can't be in a crooked system and not be crooked. That's just the way the game goes. So, I would say for us, what does that leave us? So what does that leave? I say it would leave us at a place where we either hustle real hard for the next 4 years and see what we can come up with, or put a full court press on her for 4 years. And every mistake she makes, blow it up. But we don't have that kind of media. That's why we have to support black people, so that they can do those things for us. Our message is getting softer and softer. We should be getting louder and louder. Okay. Anyway, Biden's out, so at least we got that. And I'm gonna leave it there. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. No taxation. Let me get the DL. I'll get the Ray, and we're gonna be closing this space out in a little bit. So I might take maybe 2 more callers after that, and then we're gonna be closing it out.
Thank you, Newstoter. Shout out to everybody in the space. I came up, when I was coming up, there was a saying, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. We need to establish our own criteria as to what we consider to be black. I personally think you are what your mother is. She is the first teacher of the child. She is the one that nurtures you from birth, where you get your identity from. So whatever your mother is, from my opinion, that's what you are. My mother is black. Her mother is Indian. She is an Indian woman. She grew up in an Indian culture. We don't have to. I mean, that's what it is. That's factual. We don't have to question that. We need to stop going with these antiquated ideas that we didn't come up with in the first place. We didn't come up with this one black blood drop rule. That's not us. That was the white supremacist criteria. If we're going to identify ourselves, we're going to start, taking our own identity into, be accountable for our own identity. We can set the criteria as to what we determine the standards to be in relationships to our culture, our heritage. So, you are what your mother is. For the most part, as black people, we are a patriot or matrilineal, type people anyway. So if your mother is black, you black. If your mother not black, you're not black. Simple as that. And thank you for letting me speak.
All right, thank you, DL. Relly, go ahead. I'm gonna let you get it in. I got you. I got Lucifer, and then I'm gonna get to Lucifer, and I'm gonna get to Ray, and then that's gonna be it for the night.
Thank you again, Newstoter, for letting me speak. I put something in a jumbotron, and I wanted to point this out. There was a woman by the name of Cherie Peoples. She has been quiet for some time and wanting to come back out and talk about the human cost of Kamala Harris and the war on truancy that happened in California. And she's worth listening to. When Kamala ran the first time for president, and when she actually, was running, was nominated as the VP, I had already heard the stories of the truancy policies and the conditions of prisoners in California that were being used as slave labor. So it is really, really beyond me to hear people, try to ignore the things that have happened. And for someone like Cherie Peoples, who went to jail under Kamala, and there hasn't been no recourse for her, no repair, compensatory repair for her daughter, who was in the hospital fighting for her life. There has been none, or the other families, that ended up in jail. But yet there's a video, of Kamala laughing about even a friend of hers saying that, a friend of hers called her up and saying, hey, they received a letter about, having to appear in court, and she laughed about it. And so I think that's the piece that, another piece that I just cannot relate to, as a American descendant. And then when you look at right now, her being a upfront runner, for the presidency, there is no policies that she's going to champion that are going to benefit us, because they have not talked about them. I think Luke and the other people who run down folks on all over social media make it a point to only talk about things that they can regurgitate and repeat and have in rotation, and then they pride themselves on outdoing Trump, when there's not, you can outdo Trump just by policy. You can outdo Trump by doing what it is you said that you were going to do for black women and men, when the Democrats actually took hold, were nominated into office. But they're not. That is not what's happening. And I think right now, they're playing America as a joke. They're playing us as a joke. To raise $81 million in the dead of night proves that our community's priorities is definitely effed up, because I think I'll say this, candidly, they're going to have buyer's remorse because the AAPI community is going to donate also to Kamala, but they're going to get the demands that they don't even have to vocalize on live. A woman by the name of Sonia Massey was literally taken out of this world by police, and there's no repercussions. There are no discussions of protections for Black people. None of that. And so, again, people just need to really, really pay attention to, the folks that are running and look at their agendas and what they have. Laughter is not going to protect us. And showing up at an AKA or Howard University every few months when you want the Black vote, that's not going to help us. That's not policy. And I do believe that we are old and we deserve much better. And, people are talking about Kamala can do the job. She hasn't even been forcing Congress to do their job. And that is the position of the vice president. They're supposed to be making sure Congress, no matter what happens in the election, is doing their job. And that has not happened. So I'll end there.
All right. Thank you, Rella. Let me go ahead and get to LaSofa. Go ahead and unmute your mic. We're going to keep it about 3 minutes, guys, and because we're trying to go ahead and close this thing out. LaSofa, you there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been here the whole hour. We still haven't had a serious conversation about the white supremacist legacy of Kamala Harris's parents. Like her mother's side of the family, the Brahmin caste, they're not just a social group in India. They're a 3,500-year-old white supremacist, anti-Black, lynching society. They run northern India. So I find it very odd Black people having a conversation about Kamala and not digging deep into her family's heritage, because it's a nasty, nasty recorded history. This caste system with the Dalits at the bottom, the Dalits are the former Black people called the Aryans of Indian society, of Hindu society. When they say the Indus Valley gave us science and the concept of the number 0, they're talking about Black, Negroid, racial phenotype people arriving in India 50,000 years ago and building all these megacities with bricks, paving all these streets. And then around 1500 BC, these Black Negroids allow Dravidians and other white Kazakhstani people to return to India, and those people gang up on them and racially genocide them, push them out of control of the Hindu society. They install a new religion, they install a new caste system, they install a new written language called Sanskrit. Sanskrit is not indigenous to India. White supremacists of 3,500 years ago installed that as government policy over there. That's Kamala's mother's side. This gentleman, people are pointing out that he's not Karen, the father. The father is a mulatto. He's a descendant of a white Irishman. There are no white Irish. Irish have been Black since 10,000 BC when the Cheddar Man migrations brought their Black Cameroonian DNA and blue-eye gene defects and all these other markers into the UK and Spain. There's no such thing as a white Irishman. That father of Kamala Harris is mixed with the white supremacists called the Anglo-Saxons who destroyed the Black British societies. They killed them. So on both sides of Kamala Harris's lineage alone, the whole Black race has to have a serious, nasty, ugly conversation about how her ancestors have wiped out entire populations of Black people who already explored the world hundreds of thousands of years ago. And we're not having that conversation, even though now's the time to have it. I heard everyone misdefine race. I heard everyone misdefine East Indian. I heard them misdefine Irish. I heard them misdefine everything. But no one said, hey, can we get an answer to this question? What race is she? The answer is she's a white supremacist. And you're playing a game you're not going to win because you don't even know how to define her.
All right.
They're not claiming black in India. They're not claiming black in Jamaica, in that part of Jamaica her daddy's from. They're not claiming black in Ireland right now. They're all white supremacists. They're all white supremacists. And now she's about to become president. So you gotta understand, genocide that happened in each of those areas is coming right to the US of A. Because we're not having this conversation about.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let me go ahead and get to Ray. Ray, go ahead and unmute your mic. You're gonna be the last speaker for the night.
What's going on, brother? I'm gonna be real quick because I know you're trying to close. What I have is more of a statement. So obviously, Kamala's, is going to be either her or Trump looking like at this point. So, black men, are we ready for the backlash if she does not get him? Because you know that we're going to be the main ones to blame. That might be a space for another day, though.
Ray, I've been talking about that the past.
And we have another space on the fact that all of her lineage and heritage is killing black people. Her whole ancestral line is just kill N-words.
I don't know. We can see what's up on that. I'm not entirely sure, but just to get back to what Ray was saying, Ray, I've been pretty much already saying that for the past couple days and stuff. That's what's going to be. So I mean that's not surprising. I said it last night. I've said it in posts and everything else that when she loses, and she is going to lose, it's going to be the fault of black men. So I pretty much already put that out there, and I pretty much already said what part the media is going to play in it and creating this gender war. This is going to be, in my personal opinion, out of all the elections, this is going to be the most back and forth between black men and black women that you've ever seen. And that's not to say that, because the vast majority of black people are still going to vote Democrat, but for the portion of black people that don't vote it, for the portion of black people that don't vote Democrat, the black men, it's going to be a backlash against them. And MSNBC, CNN, a lot of the black media, a lot of the people, especially the older black media, a lot of these HBCUs and all this other stuff, it's going to be pointed directly straight at black men. But black men didn't do this and black men didn't do that. Hold on, Lucifer. You cutting me off, bro. You cutting me off. Yeah, so it's gonna be all directed towards black men and what black men didn't do, and black men were afraid to have a black woman in position of power and all this, and how black women always supported black men. So it's already shaping up that way. It's already starting to turn that way. Of course, Poland has been saying for the past few months anyways that you have a lot of black men that feel disenfranchised by the Democratic Party, and a significant amount of them will probably either vote Republican or not vote at all. So they've been trying to go ahead and see how they can go ahead and circumvent that information. And now it's going to be like, oh, well, yeah, it's black men's fault, black men this, black men that. So, it's going to be that no matter what they say, they're going to blame it on black men.
Okay, so how do we counteract that knowing it's coming and we've already experienced it as Russian bots?
I don't care what they say personally. I don't care what they say, because I don't owe anybody a vote. So if she loses, she loses. It's not she just lose. I don't care one way or another. They can say what they want to say. They can say Russian bots. They can say Chinese bots. They can say this. They can say that. It's going to be a number of black women that's not going to vote for them. What are they going to say about that? If a significant amount of or even a small number of black women say, you know what, I'm not going for this. So I don't care what they say one way or another. And matter of fact, they only blame black people one way or another when they lose an election. They never blame Latinos and they turn out. They never blame Asians and they turn out. The only group of people they ever blame for the turnout, if they don't come out and 100% of them don't support a party, is black people. They don't say anything about any other racial groups or ethnic groups, anybody else in this country. It's only black people that they blame when a group loses. The black people, if they had just got out and not been so lazy and stayed home and actually exercised that right to vote, and then they'll start talking about all the people that died for you to have a right to vote and this and that too. So it's already shaping up. Real quick, Ray, go ahead.
No, you actually took the point that I was going to say. So
yeah, but what are we going to do about it? This was the organizing ourselves for our media.
Well, shit, you the devil. The devil can do anything. Devil, go ahead.
Yeah, New Black Media has already covered this topic like 4 years ago when we took down Kamala Harris. There was 3,000 of us on Jason Black's profile at that time. I counted back then. 3,000 of us got the word out that she's anti-black as a candidate from California. We brought up her track record, brought up receipts on what she did against black families, against Matrice Richardson, against everybody black. She extended the prison terms of black prisoners just so they would have to risk their lives fighting fires in California. She is a straight out colonizing slaver. And we brought that up 4 years ago. And I'm not hearing that this goes today.
I'm really starting to think you are a white man who's playing the devil in our spaces. So anyway, Newstoter, man, I know you ready to
I'm about to I'm about to go ahead and close this thing out. We'll be back either tomorrow or Wednesday night. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of getting cut off a lot, but I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna close this space out for the night. Shout out to everybody that came in here. Peace, thank you, and we will see you guys tomorrow night. Peace. I mean, tomorrow night or Wednesday night. So peace.